Ha guys, let's get more news about Warriors, but first don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Draymond Green claims Klay Thompson ghosted Stephen Curry before first ever matchup as rivals. Draymond Green reveals that Klay Thompson involuntarily fired Stephen Curry up for the Warriors vs Mavericks matchup because of ghost. The Golden State Warriors defeated the Dallas Mavericks 120-117 last night, and Klay Thompson returned to the Bay Area after leaving the Warriors for the Mavs this summer. Klay got to see Stephen Curry take over a game firsthand and steal the win from the Mavericks. Draymond Green revealed on his podcast to Baron Davis that Klay got Curry fired up for the matchup because Klay didn't respond to Steph after their Warriors point guard tried to get in touch with his former teammate of 13 years. Steph was supposed to speak before the game. He was like, "Yeah, I called Raymond and told him I'm not speaking, I just need to lock in on the game, so I ain't even speaking. And I talked to Klay about it. He tried to check in with Klay on something else and Klay ghosted him and he got pissed, and here we go locked in after the Warriors vs Mavericks game." Draymond even spoke about how hard it is to keep in touch with Klay due to the personal nature of his former teammate. "As far as keeping in touch, you ever tried to keep it in touch with Klay? It's a very one-sided thing. The love is there, the relationship is there. I'll get back in touch after the season, we'll both be in love, we'll kick it and spend some time together, but I'm not adding more grey hairs to myself, just trying to chase Klay down." Green and Curry expect Klay to be aloof during the season as he focuses on building his life in Dallas. His return to Golden State didn't go well as the fired-up Warriors managed to win the contest behind Steph going on a solo 12-3 run in the last 2 minutes to give his squad a win. Stephen Curry dominated with 37 points, 14-27 FG, 6 rebounds and 9 assists, scoring 12 straight points at the end of the game to steal the win from the Mavs, who led by 5 points late in the fourth. Draymond Green had an all-around 11 points, 3-6 FG, 7 rebounds, 6 assists, 3 steals and 2 blocks. Klay Thompson put up 22 points, 7-17 FG, 6-2 3P in this highly anticipated return. The Warriors fans honored him by wearing sailor caps for him and giving him a deafening ovation, showing the fan base doesn't resent Klay for checking out pastures new and leaving Curry. Green and the Warriors, they will have to wait a long time for a return fixture as the remaining 2 Mavs-Warriors games this season will take place in February 2025. Steph incredibly achieves 2 age-defying feats in wins versus Mavs OKC. Steph Curry truly is the greatest show in sports. The Warriors superstar dominated in Golden State's 120-117 win over the Dallas Mavericks on Tuesday night and spoiled longtime teammate Klay Thompson's Bay Area homecoming at Chase Center. Curry showcased his trademark three-point prowess and more, finishing with 37 points on 5 of 12. Shooting from deep, sinking 14 of 27 total field goal attempts over 35 minutes with a smooth 9 assists, 6 rebounds, 2 blocks and a steal. What was an unforgettable night for Thompson and Golden State was of course historical for Curry too, becoming the oldest point guard in NBA history to record back-to-back 30-point games before schooling the Mavericks. Curry dropped 37 on the Oklahoma City Thunder and the Warriors' 127-6 win on Sunday at Pecom Center. The 36-year-old point guard now is in a league of his own for what seems like the trillionth time with a pair of performances. Curry, a 16-year veteran, is doing what most players of his age or experience never have or can fathom. However, LeBron James and Michael Jordan literally are the lone exceptions. The Warriors superstar joined the 2 NBA legends as the only players in league history aged 36 or older to register consecutive 35-0 games. There isn't an NBA player in history who wouldn't want to be associated with James and Jordan. The difference though is that Curry doesn't have to want anything, he just does it. Tuesday's thriller evoked all sorts of tears and excitement because of Thompson's homecoming, but by night's end in San Francisco, Chase Center was Curry's playground and the history books took note. How LeBron influenced Draymond's decision to resign with Warriors. Draymond Green, similar to one of his longtime Warriors teammates, contemplated a fresh start elsewhere, but unlike Klay Thompson, ultimately decided to remain with the only NBA franchise he has has ever known before. Green, a first-time free agent, decided to return to Golden State in June 2023. The veteran forward flirted with the idea of joining the Memphis Grizzlies, who offered him a more lucrative contract than Golden State. However, as Green explained on the latest episode of the Warner House podcast with San Francisco 49ers linebacker Fred Warner, his decision to remain with the Warriors was in part and perhaps ironically influenced by Los Angeles Lakers superstar and close friend LeBron James. The number one piece of advice that he gave me, and there's millions of them, Green said, of the advice he has received from James over the years, but the one that stands out to me the most, more than anything, was when I came to an inflection point of, do I leave the Warriors or do I sign with the Grizzlies? And when I was making that decision, we were actually sitting together. We were in Paris at Fashion Week and I'm having these conversations on the phone. He's sitting at the table. I got to answer the phone for Rich Paul, talking to Mike Dunleavy, talking to Joe LeCab, and he's right. The taking it all in. James offered Green candid advice which he took to heart and ultimately made a decision he believed was best for him. And so I asked him, I'm like, Bron, what would you do? Because on the table I have from Memphis a 3-year $15 million contract. Green shared, I only signed a 4-year $100 million deal with the Warriors, so there's a big money difference. No state taxes in Tennessee, big money difference, and I'm talking to Bron about it and he's End of saying. It's hard to pass up the money, but he keeps going back to everything Golden State means to me, everything that I've done there, and ultimately his advice was more so like, you've just done something so special that you have a chance to continue there and keep doing it. Why not? You can go to Memphis and do great things, and you can possibly be the missing piece to them doing something special, but is it as special as you all have done? Would that be as special as you all have done? Green appreciated the advice not only because it came from a friend, but also a current Pacific Division rival who has a history of losing to Golden State on the biggest stage, and certainly would benefit from their Warriors trio of Green, Thompson and Steph Curry breaking up. And that's just something that stood out most to me, because that's also someone that, in what's special, that we've done a lot of it, he was on the wrong side of. Green explained, and to give that perspective in those moments, regardless of what side you were on, that meant a lot to me as someone who had a thing in the palm of his hand, left it and then went back to get it. That's a different insight of anything. That's always the thing that stands out most to me, because that was such an inflection point in my life. Although Green would have remained in the Western Conference with another playoff caliber team had he joined the Grizzlies, James knew what the right move was for his longtime friend and rival, even if it meant that the core of one of the NBA's greatest dynasties would remain intact for the foreseeable future. And you, fan, what do you think of the situation of LeBron James? Leave your opinion in the comments.